right, we're back. This is Chris Petri. Thanks for coming by. We're going to do another beautiful painting here. We're going to do some boats. We're going to do some boats in like a bay type of a scene here. So I hope you'll have fun with this. We're just going to have fun. We're going to relax. No sweat. We're just going to have a fun time with this. So the first thing we're going to do is we have our rectangle here. Let's make our rectangle more pronounced here as we go around our tape. So we have tape around our whole border of our painting. So we just put our border around our, like that. And now we're going to basically go with maybe a 2/3. So we're going to have 1/3 up, 2/3 up, 3/3. So we're going to go thirds. And we're going to say our top third is going to be our distant mountain range. And we're just doing a simple light sketch for our mountain range in the top third. Light is coming from pretty much maybe from behind us. So I'm going to put our light insignia up there, and the light insignia tells us it's coming from behind us pretty much. So the sunlight is up behind our heads, behind our back, shining onto the scene. So we draw our light insignia the same way, like that. And let's like that. So we have our distant shoreline here. And then let's maybe make a boat over here. There we go. We have a nice boat here. And then we have our mast up here. That's our mast for our boat over here on the left. And there's some tarps over the top of the sails. So this is maybe a scene where the boats might be parked for the season, and they have some tarps over the masts, like that. And then we're going to start over here. And then we're going to have a more of a, maybe a trawler, like a fishing boat. So we're going to go with a fishing boat. And then up here we're going to have and I'm going to draw the bottom of the trawler here, like that. And then there's another boat here right alongside, a little bit of a smaller boat. And once we have that, we're going to have another boat over here. And then over here, we're going to have another boat. And that one's going to be a little bit obscured. This here, this boat. We're going to have this one go like this. Then we're going to do that, and over here like so. This one over here, this boat is there, and then we're going to have another boat over here. So we're going to have some mass over here, so we're going to try to like that. So you can see when we started, we did our distant hills over here, our distant shoreline over here. Then we had our boats over here in the foreground. So we're going to have some reflections here, reflections here, reflections here. This is going to be just a real fun painting. We're going to create boats in a harbor, and then we're actually we're going to have an enjoyable time creating some boats in the harbor. Sailboats and fishing boats, and this is good. Okay, so we have like that. So the main thing to think of here is when you're going to do some fishing boats, some sailboats, any kind of boats in like a harbor, you're just going to get your sketch first. So we did our drawing, our contour drawing of all our boats. Like so. Like that. Once you have your boats sketched in, you're fine. The beauty of this painting is the colors, the watercolors, the beautiful blues, the warm colors, the reds, the oranges. You've seen the finished painting in the start of this video. So that's where you can do like a screen capture, a screenshot, or you can pause on the first part of the video where you see the finished painting, so you can see all of the colors, all the beautiful washes. You can paint from there, or you can fast forward to over here where we're doing our pencil sketch, and you can see how we pencil sketched everything first. And once we have that in, then we're okay. We have the pencil sketch done, and now we're going to get ready to paint. So it's up to you. You could do screen captures. Again, in a previous video on YouTube, just in the last few weeks, I did a video on how to take a photograph of the finished sketch, pencil sketch, as well as a finished photograph of the finished painting on your cell phone or your iPad or your desktop computer or your laptop, so that you can take photographs of each of this step of the way, this process, and then you can copy from there. So either way, you can pause the video right here on the pencil sketch and then draw from when you pause your video, you can draw from the sketch here. And then once we're done with the painting 100%, you can pause there and paint from that finished painting. But the main thing is that I did create a video just recently on how to create a photograph on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad, whatever you have, your flat screen TV, you know, your devices. You can actually take photographs. They're called screenshots or screen captures. So if you just type in screen capture, screenshot, and you go back to my YouTube channel and you look on there, you'll see just within the last couple weeks, we did the how to create a photograph and save it to your phone, save it to your laptop, your iPhone, your iPad, your desktop computer. You can save this pencil drawing, and you can also save the finished painting that is right at the beginning. So hey, don't worry about it. You can use your phone, your laptop, your desktop computer, your iPad, your pad device, whatever you have. You can use that, or you can just use YouTube. You can just pause YouTube as you're painting and drawing. Pause on YouTube, and you can do your drawing. And then when you, at the end of the painting, when I'm done with my painting, you can hit pause and use that. When you pause on the actual painting, you can use that to paint from. So it's all up to you. You do whatever you think is right for you. However it works for you, that's fine. You're the artist. I'm definitely trusting in you that you know what you're doing. But I just want to mention that we did do a video just, the last couple weeks on how to do a screen capture and a screenshot of these pencil drawings and our finished painting, so that you can also do it that way if you like, okay? All right, so let's take a break. We're going to take a quick break, then we're going to start the painting, and you're going to have a great time doing this. This is just some simple boats in a harbor. So it's a harbor scene, some harbor type feel, water, boats here in the harbor. And these boats are actually, they're anchored, they're stable, they're anchored, and you're just going to see all the beautiful colors that we're going to create with this scene. So stick with us here, and I always mention to please subscribe. On the right hand side of the video, there's the subscribe button. If you want to see great videos like this every week, just click on subscribe, and you'll see our videos every week. We're going to be doing watercolors, everything watercolors, boat paintings, seascape paintings with the sea. We're going to do figure painting. We're going to do flower paintings. We're going to do everything watercolor. Please subscribe. Please join with us here. Your watercolors, your paintings are going to get so much better if you just stick with us here on this channel. We're just going to show you all the step-by-step processes and methods that you need to make beautiful paintings, okay? So we're going to come back in just a second. We did our sketch here, our pencil drawing first. That's what we do first, our pencil drawing of our boats, and then we're going to go in and we're going to do our watercolor washes over the top of this, and you're going to see how beautiful this looks. And you can do this too. You can do it. It's just a matter of step-by-step, relaxing, joining in, following step-by-step as we do it. We're going to mix our colors on our palette, and you're going to see how we take the colors from our palette and we just bring it over here and we put it onto our painting. Okay? Simple as that. So we'll see you in just a second. Thanks so much for coming by. Thanks for painting with us and drawing with us and having a great time. And so we're going to be back in just a second, okay? Bye-bye. All right, everybody, we're back. We're getting excited here. We're going to actually do some beautiful boat painting. We're going to do a boat painting here, beautiful boats in the harbor. I'm just going to use a simple number 6 Raphael round brush here for the painting. I think we can do everything with this number 6 brush, the round brush here, and it's a Raphael Kolinsky Sable round brush. This Kolinsky Sable round brush holds a lot of water in the hairs of the brush, so we'll have a lot of fun getting all the washes done here on this painting with this brush here, the Raphael number 6. So I rinse the brush out in the fresh clean water, so I have fresh clean water as I start out with my painting. and that's right to my right. I have a little bit of a tissue here to dry my brush a little bit as I need to. And then we're just going to start painting. So let's go, we're going to do an alla prima painting here, which means we're going to go paint everything at one time. We're not going to worry about glazing and just washing washes over the whole painting and then drying it and then going over the top with darker washes. We're just going to paint everything at one time. So we're going to start with one place in our painting and then work from there. And so usually when you're doing alla prima method, you're going to start with your darkest darks first and then work out from there, because usually if you can get your darks in first, then usually you can see the rest of the painting more realistically and sort of judge everything else from there. So let's do that. So I'm going to take my watercolor brush, dry a little bit off, the water off with some tissue here, and then let's go in. We're going to do some French ultramarine blue. Let's go with some burnt umber here. So we're going to kind of mix across here. Burnt umber, French ultramarine blue. And let's start with that and just kind of so we're just going to use those two colors, French ultramarine blue and burnt umber, and sort of get that down on the bow of this boat here, like that. Doesn't that look wonderful? The darks. We want to get those darks in there first. And then we rinse off the brush and dry off a little bit of water on there. Maybe we're going to do a little bit of alizarin crimson. And then we're going to do a little bit of cobalt blue. And then we just start to build out our bow of our boat like this, mostly darks. And I'm just mixing colors. You can see here, I'm using different colors. And then we're going to go back in and do some blue, do some shadowing here. Okay, light is coming from the right-hand side, so let's remember that. Okay, so we just want to remember the light's coming from the right side this way. And let's continue on here. So we're going to start to mix lots of colors. The water is blue. And then we have this here's some of the water, like so. Let's get some cadmium red here. And some blue. Let's do some blue over here for shadows. Have fun with your colors. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Raw sienna and some yellow ochre. Darker darks over here. So whatever you do, you're going to follow my painting. Follow my painting. That's your best bet. Follow my painting. Okay, so you're following my painting all the way through this composition. You're not gonna start working on other sections. Stay with what I'm doing here so you can kind of see. Doing some shadowing underneath the cabin here. There's the cabin where the okay. So you're doing the cabin shadows here under the cabin roof. And then you're going to do some there's the okay, that's the okay, a little bit of sky wash there. Okay, have fun with your watercolors. A little bit of splashing there. Okay, so you have your cabin cruiser here with, you know, the beautiful shadowing underneath the cabin. And then you have your sailboat here in the foreground. And you have some other boats over here on the right-hand side. And again, the boats are the exciting part of this painting. So you're just gonna continue to paint beautiful colors in there. And then over here, you're gonna do some beautiful. You're going to do some shadowing colors, some blue, a little bit of yellow. And you get some And you get your reflection down into the water like so. So you have some reflection down there. And there you go. And you know, you're going to just take your time, do some shadowing and some water like so. Cerulean blue. If I add a little cerulean blue over here that you see, I did some cerulean blue over here. Please, please, please add it everywhere else. Otherwise, you're going to have a very unharmonized painting. So if I put some cerulean blue over here, please put it everywhere else. Okay, now let's take a break because we've been working like it's no tomorrow, and we have to take a break eventually. A little bit of purple. A little bit of purple over here, purple over there, purple over here. If you add a little bit of purple, please add it everywhere else. Do not make the mistake of adding a color one place in your painting and not adding it all through the rest of the painting. That is really going to cause problems for you. So you see I did some purple over here, and then I went over here, added some over here, up here in the sky. Add it everywhere. Don't fall into that trap of adding one color one place and then forgetting about it. Okay, so we've got a good amount of paint here on our paper. You can see we're working our colors of our boats. We're going to do a lot more work on this, but for now we're going to let this set up and let it set and dry, and then we'll come back and we'll continue to add some more watercolor paints and washes. You're going to have an absolutely fun time doing this. And this is more of like, you know, if you've been painting a couple years, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, you've kind of got the hang of it. This is the painting for you. You're doing some boats in a harbor. You're putting lots of darks and lights in here. We're doing alla prima, which means we're painting all at one time, doing our darks first, more or less. You can see we did our darks first over here, and then we're painting our darks over here. So we don't want to forget that we're doing some darks over here, and then we have we're doing our masts for our boats, the masts of our sailboats. If something doesn't come out good and it smudges, or it just blot it up with a tissue. Okay, if you have anything that has a problem, take a tissue, blot it up. Okay. And we're going to come right back in just a second, and we're going to continue working on all the darks and medium tonal values throughout this painting, and then when we're done, you're going to see how beautiful it looks. And this is not a painting that takes hours and hours and hours to do. You're basically getting in your boat. You're doing your sketches, your pencil drawings first of your boats, right? Can you see that? You get your pencil sketches first of your boats, and then you just start going in and doing your darks. And you're going to work right from my finished painting to find out where you have to go with your darks. Here, here, and over here. Lights coming from here, over this way, coming across the painting. The light's coming from here, so the light is going to be more pronounced over here on the right side. So you can lift up some paint there if you want. Like that. Make some darker darks over here. And there we have it. Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's continue to have fun as we paint this. And we're really actually, with this method of the alla prima method, where we're painting everything at one time. So we drew everything first, pencil sketch. Then we started going in and we do our darks first. And then as you can see, we're doing our darks first. The rest, after this, we put the darks in, like we have right here. The darks on the left side, the light's coming from here, so the light's over here, and over here, and over here on the right side. And the shadows are over here on the left side, over this way, over here. Once we have that basic formula done in our painting, then when the rest is simple. So now we're pretty much 75% done with this painting. You'll see that this painting is actually right now 75% completed. All we have to do is finish up the rest of the painting with the same process of making sure we're keeping the lights on the side of the right side of the painting this way and the shadows on the left side. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. You're the experts now. You guys out there, you guys are doing beautiful work. You're doing phenomenal work. I really salute everybody. We're going to finish up this painting, and you're going to see that it really, once we're done with all of the washes now, over the next maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes, we'll have everything completed, and you'll see how we've completed a beautiful boat painting with the lights up here coming this way, the shadows on this side of the painting, on the shadow side of the boats over here, and everything will look absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so we're going to just take a break, and then we'll continue on and just finish up the rest of the painting. Okay, so we're back. Chris Petri here. I want to thank you, everybody, for following along with my videos. Many of you have been following for many years now, and I thank you so much for coming by every week, every month, and every year to follow along and do our best that we can with our watercolor paintings and our drawings as we go. And here we're doing some boat paintings. I know many of you love boats, you love shore scenes, you love the seascapes. Those are some of my favorite paintings that I do, and I know many of you just absolutely are excited about the seascapes and boats and those type of shore and nautical scenes like this. So that's why I do them. And here we're doing some beautiful boat type scenes here. And this painting is approximately a 10 by 12, 10 by 14. And we have the darks in. So we talked about how we're doing alla prima. We're doing everything one time. Darks go in first as we painted. Once we get our darks in, then we're pretty much home free. Then we just have to get the rest of the painting completed. So we got our darks in, as you see. And let's finish up everything. So we're pretty much ready to finish the painting. So we have all our darks in. And then we're going to take some cerulean blue, and we'll put some cerulean blue in the other areas of our paintings, just so we don't have a problem with the painting not being harmonious. So if you're going to add some cerulean blue to your water here, which we're going to do, so now we're going to start painting the water. I'm going to start painting the water with cerulean blue. You want to add some cerulean blue to some of your areas here that you've already painted. Does that make sense? So that everything blends together like that. And everything will look good. Okay, so now I'm just doing some cerulean blue. Okay, so over here, there's a little bit of another sailboat over here on the right-hand side. We'll do some more details to that. Okay, so you can see we did our cerulean blue over here on the right-hand side. Over here, right-hand side, all the way over to the left side of the painting, cerulean blue all the way, like that. And we're going to do some more. Pick up some of that red maybe, just to gray down that cerulean blue a little bit. And then we're just going to do more this way. Then we're going to, let's just keep with that same idea of the cerulean blue, like this. Can you see that? We're sticking with the cerulean blue all the way across the bottom of the painting, like so, cerulean blue. Like that. Okay, there we have it. Okay, now we're going to do the mountains in the distant range here. Brown, cerulean blue, French ultramarine blue, raw umber, and then we're just going to do some distant mountains here. And some raw umber, red, yellow. What we're going to do is warm and cool everywhere. So you can see that, some warm colors, some reds, some golds. Right? Then some blues. And then some more reds and golds here. And some more blues. French ultramarine blue and cobalt blue. Maybe some purple, ultramarine violet. Some ultramarine violet here and there. In the distant mountains, so you can see. And then we go whoop, whoop. See that? We're doing some highlights. We're doing highlights where the masks are, so we want to make a little bit of white paper going right through the blue, and the distant mountain colors that we're doing here. Like that. So that's why I did that. With my thumbnail, I just do a quick little scratch out some highlights. Okay, so now you have And we're just going to put some shadowing in here, like that, for that. And then maybe a little bit of blue over here. Just a little bit of blue wash there. We're going to add some highlights over here with some okay, I'm going to do some splashing here. Now the main thing is you want to burn umber, burn sienna, French ultramarine blue, dark darks. We're going to make some windows here on our boat here. Okay. And we're going to do a little bit of some water, some like that. And then you can do some darker darks like that. Some darks over there, darks there. So you just start putting in some darks here and there where you feel like you want to add some more exciting darks. Like that. And I think this is pretty good. So I think we've got most of the details here. So we're going to do some reflections here. Like that. And then over here, some reds. And then we're going to do some red like that to just like so. So now we're just really adding in the final details of everything. Okay, so we have some final details we're getting in here. Couple splashes just to add excitement to the painting, and I think we're completed here. If anything, I'm going to take my number 8 Alvaro Castagnet needlepoint brush, with some burnt umber and some French ultramarine blue. And we're just going to do some rigging here. So we want to do rigging. Like that. That's what you need, a needlepoint brush for your rigging. You don't want to start doing rigging with a big flat brush or a large round brush. You know, you need a fine needlepoint brush like this to do your rigging. And that's what we're doing here. We're doing some rigging here. And there we have it. A beautiful boat scene in the harbor. We've got like 2, 3, 4, 5 boats here. They're anchored here at the harbor area. And this is a wonderful painting to do. So never underestimate a beautiful boat painting here. So we're going to peel off the tape just so we can kind of see what it looks like here. And then we'll look at this when we go back to the beginning of the video. So we're going to start out in the beginning of this video with the finished painting. I think I could use, maybe I can take my little bit of paper towel. A little bit of Viridian. Okay, I'm going to use some Viridian here. I think Viridian is an incredibly beautiful color that you can add to your seascapes and your boat paintings, things like that. Oceans, seascapes. And if I add that little bit of Viridian there, it just looks so much better. Can't explain why, but you add some Viridian into your seascapes and your boat paintings, and I guarantee it's going to look much better. So I'm going to do that. Even a little bit into the sky wash. If you're going to add it to your painting, add it everywhere. Do not neglect to add it to the rest of your painting. Like that. So you want to add some of that Viridian green as we go all the way across. And that looks wonderful. Lots of water, lots of beautiful colors. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everyone, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, we're doing all these type of paintings here. Seascapes, landscapes, cityscapes. We're doing figure painting. We're doing flower painting, all watercolor. Everything is watercolor here on this channel. So if you're subscribing, down here on the right-hand side, you'll notice there's a subscribe button. You click on that. This way, every week, you'll get new videos coming in. You'll be able to follow along, watch, learn, pick up your brushes, your paints, your pencils, your paper. You'll get better at your watercolors. Absolutely, 100%. I guarantee it, as long as you're just following along the easy, simple steps that we go over here on my channel. I don't, pretty much my basic, philosophy is basics, the fundamentals of watercolor. The methods, the processes of watercolor, simple colors. What are we using? What colors are we using? What methods are we using? We're using alla prima, glazing technique. Basically 2 different techniques we use mostly in watercolor. Once you have that understanding of either glazing or alla prima technique, then you kind of get the feel of one of 2 techniques you're going to be using. And then from there, what colors are you using? From there, you realize you're going to be putting out your colors in your palette first. Before you paint, you're going to get your palette all set up with your colors so that once you start painting, you have all your colors laid out in your palette first, and then you go over and you do all your painting from your palette. So you think about what colors you're going to use first, you put them down into your palette, and then you use your palette as like your source for the colors that you're going to install into your painting. Does that make sense? So I'm glad you're joining here. Come back every week and you'll see that the watercolor is not that difficult. You just stick with our methods, our processes here that we show you week after week, month after month, and year after year. We're here all the time for you, showing you how to do the best possible techniques, methods, and processes of watercolor that are going to actually help you to the next level so that your watercolors are going to look better, and then you're going to be happier. If you're doing better watercolors, you're going to be happier. You're going to be excited about going back and creating another painting. If you're not doing well at watercolor and your paintings are looking terrible, you're going to throw them away and throw them to the side, throw them in the trash. You're going to be throwing them out. You're going to throw all your paintings out, your brushes, your paints. But no, here on this channel, I want you to keep painting. And when you do these methods and processes, you're going to learn how to paint really well. And you're not going to want to give up. You're going to want to stick with it, and you're going to want to learn and keep growing, and you will get better at each week as we paint here together. So please subscribe on the right-hand side down here on the bottom. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get my videos each week. We're doing 2, 3, 4 videos every week. You can jump in and just start working, whether you do small parts of paintings or you do the whole painting as a whole, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. You're going to get better. You're going to have success, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to be sticking with watercolor, and it's going to be a happy part of your life that you can enjoy, and there isn't going to be any giving up or throwing your paints out and throwing everything out into the garbage. You're going to stick with it. You're going to have fun. It's going to be a joyful experience for you, so let's stick with it here. And again, try this boat painting. You're going to love it. It's really fun. You can see here it's very simple. The drawing is not difficult. Two-dimensional drawing. There's no difficult drawing here. It's two-dimensional. No 3 dimensions here. There's no angles or anything like that. It's all 2 dimensions, and you're just having lots of fun with lots of lights and darks, lots of tonal value, darks and lights, lots of color mixing. And you saw how we mixed all the colors here. So stick with it. You're going to have a great time with watercolors. You're going to love watercolors, and we'll see you on the next video, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.